Okay, so here we are, driving off-road again. Me and Erik are enjoying our time in Elvedalen, and yeah, kind of a crazy situation. So, as always, if you want to see how it went, you have to start from the beginning. And yeah, enjoy this episode. Let's go on. Welcome back to Elvedalen Off-Road area. This time we are heading into the tricky track, which is going to challenge our cars even more than it did last time. If you haven't seen the previous episode yet, be sure to check it out afterwards. We start in the wet track, which is kind of the easier part of the off-road area. And since we haven't been driving off-road for the past 3 years, it was a good opportunity for us to get reacquainted with our cars off-road. Now let's get on to the tricky track, which is going to be much more difficult and much more filled with challenges. And we're going to do is 2 stages. I'm going to drive first in my Discovery, and then Erik is going to drive in his Range Rover Classic. So stay tuned till the end. I think I'm going to go snow.
Snow?
Just to get the soft gas pedal. Ooh. Yeah. I'm gonna have rock sliders on. So it's a bit harder to see in the Discovery.
Yeah, it's like point and shoot.
Yeah. So you have to read that, I think, a bit.
Ja, for det er tredje gir det.
Ja. So snow auto is third gear. That was something hitting a rock.
I don't remember this track to be this bumpy.
So the trick track is kind of based of 2 tracks. You have the entry track and then you have the main tricky part. Driving on the entry track is like driving on an overgrown riverbed. You got this big rock sticking up everywhere, so it's slow going all the way through the start to the finish of this whole track. Nice with some proper road yields. As you can hear, I'm pretty excited about going off-road again, and to be out here in the Discovery for the first time is really, really fun. And I'm also a bit nervous because I know which challenges that lies ahead, and coming up now is the first one. Okay, so first gear, coming a bit of a drop here. There's a big rock. Going very well so far. The entry track gets you started on these small challenges, which it kind of warms you up to the tricky part that's coming later. I got Erik to check the front here because I wasn't sure if I'm gonna clear it, but it was fine. You also get some nice muddy sections, and if it's raining, you're gonna have a lot of fun here. Okay, so we are starting back up and doing a different route, and there's gonna be a kind of a steep hill there at the end of this small section here before we go up into the real tricky part. So the Discovery is just eating its way. It's so good. Remember, there's only a center diff there. There's no locking in the rear. Kind of a rocky step. Let's see. Put the front wheel over. Oh, come on! Yes! Ah! So nice. Discovery. It's so nice to drive. So it just claws its way up. Okay, next on. As you can see, I'm getting fired up, and it's good to build some confidence for what's coming up. So coming up, oh, Rockies. Coming up to another kind of tricky step. This is where I took the rear light on the Defender back in the day. I'm backing up and not seeing the tree. So this is going to be interesting. How it copes. Oh, this is a nasty step. Wrong gear. Okay, drop down on something. Kan du ta spot litt grann? So I'm asking Erik to spot me because it makes a huge difference we have a good spotter, and Erik will always do his best to keep me safe and the car safe. I would never go into this tricky track alone.
Gjør det der, og så rattet det fram hjulet, bare ta nytt forsøk.
That didn't feel good. This far, but not further. So I had. Yeah, so I'm sliding down there.
The attempt this time is that you had your wheels a bit too left, too much to the left.
Oh, so I hit that one.
You hit that one.
So if I turn to the right now, maybe I can go up.
Yeah, but then you are getting closer to the rock on this side.
When in doubt, it's always good to just get out and take a look, and then you can get an overview of the situation, and that's gonna help me a lot now. So with the Discovery only having a center diff lock, I'm relying on the traction control to help me out, locking up wheels so I can get the traction I need to get over this edge. Rattet er rett vei, altså en bom på stein.
Ja, du kan svinge mindre, altså, for du har veldig mye. Der, ja.
Oh. That was the rock slider.
Rett fram der.
Oh, victory! Victory! I didn't drive this with the Defender. I didn't. No. So yeah. Nice. I always feel like that's something is sitting underneath and holding me back, but yeah, I don't know. But nice. Next. So during this video you can see that the GoPro is living a dangerous life when we are filming. And this is not the last time the GoPro is going to get close. Just wait and see. Yes, so here it begins. The tricky track. It's gonna be fun. I'm a bit scared. It's
gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine. We are now starting on the tricky part of the tricky track, and this is the hardest track you can do in Elvedalen, where you can drive a normal off-road car with some protection and still come out on the other side unscathed. For the most part, as you will see later. I wouldn't have taken my Discovery up here if I haven't had the rock sliders or the compressor car.
En stein foran høyrehjul, så bare gi litt mer gass, så kommer det over.
So remember that it's steeper than it looks on camera, and you're probably wondering why I'm struggling in this section. So my left rear wheel is dropping into a hole, and then my left rear control arm is hooking up on a stone. There should be more than enough grip here to drive on, but the rock is stopping me in my tracks. And if you listen carefully, you can hear the control arm hitting the stone. Okay, trying a different line, going wide here. Don't try and hit the trees. Really wide. Just drive it and then all the way up.
Så går det.
Ok. Venstre bak kom ikke med.
Ikke venstre foran. Veldig bra.
So getting up this first big challenge is kind of a milestone on this track, because now you're into it and you cannot turn around and you have to go through the whole track. And it isn't long before we are at the next challenge, which is kind of a difficult step up, and you need to have good throttle control, know where to give it, know when to hold back. Coming up to a really tricky part. Let's see if we can hug the right side. Well done. Oh, loving this car.
Det nesten treffer med hjulet, men vi får se når det nærmer deg.
Ja, tar sjansen. So this is the iconic part of the tricky track. Iconic part indeed. So the difficult part here on this section of the track is that you cannot see anything. So you are really relying on your spotting partner to get your wheel placement right. So on the far right there's a meter drop, so if you go over there the car will roll. Hey, GoPro!
Ja!
Stuck on the wheel. Yeah, nice.
Og mer din venstre.
Yeah.
Rett opp der.
So glad I have Erik to spot me. Coming down from the ledge. It's kind of a big one. This is a really tricky part of the track, and as you can see I'm even having trouble getting down off the edge here. But I'm not holding the throttle long enough for the traction control to work properly. You have to hold it for a while and then it starts to work and then you get up. Some wheel placement guidance from Erik and a bit more throttle and I'm through. Oh.
Venstre, ja. Rett fram.
Sorry. But it looks good. Look used. So the track is slow going because you have the combination of muddy holes, water, and then you have these big stones you keep on dropping on. And Discovery is now in the extended mode and it's keep on dropping on stones, so you have to be really careful when you're driving here. Nervous. It's a bit of a, what's it called, angle, so yeah, I'm not too comfortable with driving on angles, so maybe just take it easy and see. Okay, so this is what I think maybe is the scariest part with this track. It's getting back down again. The tree. You set this on first gear. Ooh. Rolling against the tree, not fun. Lowering from extended mode down to regular mode. So I'm lowering the suspension because I'm thinking the lower I can get the center of gravity, the better it's going to be driving this section. Heart rate 106. Skal jeg opp og så...
Ja, så retter du.
Put in gear. No, it wasn't so bad, right? Ah, it wasn't so bad as I thought. It was, yeah, it's gnarly, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. But good work. Brake? Brakes, I think, or plastic.
Brakes actually.
Yeah. So driving on angles is the worst thing I do in a forward drive. So it's really good to be beyond this section, which I thought was going to be the worst angle, but coming on later it's going to be even worse. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Now another challenge, getting up this hill. So one of you guys commented on an earlier video where I showcased some of the off-road coming up, and you said on this section the car looked really low. And yeah, it's in normal mode, that's why it's low. So I lowered it on the past section because of the angles, and now I'm driving up this hill in normal. Yes, I did! Oh, so much fun. If you haven't been to Elvedalen and driving the off-road area, you really should, and definitely do the tricky track. It's it gets your heart pumping, but it's really fun. Oh, scary part. Good say. So as I mentioned earlier, the scary angles, well, this is going to be the worst part. When you're rolling forward and you feel like the car is going over. Oof.
Så det rett opp i hjulet der. En vegg som like høyt som hjulet ditt nesten som du skal opp.
Ja. Jeg lurer på om jeg treffer stein baki der. Treffer ikke stein på andre siden, oppe, baki. So I'm a bit scared of the angles and being really careful. So asking Erik to do a walk around and then we evaluate the situation. We're also going up a big step up, and now you can see one of the key features on the Discovery is the approach angle. You cannot find that on many other original cars. Yes, get yourself into the tricky track, and yeah, promise you, your underwear is not going to be clean. Oh, so close to see. Skal vi se for noe? Er den på andre siden? Treffer jeg den?
Nei, ikke enda, men litt til venstre.
Rock sliders. Så er min. Ja, jeg ligger nede på bare hava. So if you're bottom out, so if you are in off-road and you bottom up, you can push down the suspension, and then it will try and lift you up into extended mode. So if you hold it up, I think, for 2 seconds afterwards, it will lift you into extended mode, and it will say extended, I think. I think there should be another suspension in extended mode, yeah. Oh. So a bit more clearance helped. So good trick to know in the Discovery. So lowering back down to off-road mode. Super extended. Way to go. Okay, we are almost down. Let's get to camp, and I will ask Erik if he wants to go, but I'm not sure that he wants. Oh. Rock sliders. Extended. So yeah, sitting on the rock sliders, just chilling in the forest. If you pull the lever down, it will lower, and it will notice that it's on something. If you then hold the switch up for 2 seconds, or I think it will go to super extended. Is I'm coming off?
Ja.
Yeah. So that was enough for to get off.
Rock versus rock slider.
Yeah. Oi. Oh, nice. For the collection. So when you think you're done with the track, the last section also has some nasty angles. And when you're sitting on the left hand side like I'm doing, and then on the outer side and you're looking down the hill, you know, if you go over, it's going to be a long and uncomfortable ride down to the cap. Not tricky track to Discovery. I hope you liked the video so far. Now Discovery is done and Erik's Range Rover Classic is coming up. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and to like the video if you want to follow along, help us out creating more content like this. Okay, so now it's time for Erik to test out his nerves in his Range Rover Classic on the tricky track. I'm hoping he'll do the whole track, but remember, he's driving a rare Range Rover Classic, which is going up in value, not down like my Discovery 3.
starting on the tricky track in a classic. Just going fine, just fine so far.
Seeing the yellow classic driving through this green landscape is, yeah, it was hard to cut away clips. So if you want me to make a whole Range Rover Classic drive through without any cuts, be sure to hit us up with a comment and I will make it. Also help us out, put in a comment, it will get the video more out there, and feel free to ask us anything about the trip, the off-road area and the cars. Erik is ready, air conditioning is on.
I think 28 degrees there.
28, yeah, nice. As we did in the first video, the wet track, we will drive the same route in the Range Rover Classic as we did in the Discovery. So if you want to see the difference in the different parts, just scroll back in the video and then forward again, and then you'll see the difference between a 2008 Discovery 3 and a 1976 Range Rover Classic. So Erik just idling through the entry track, and as you can see, the first gear on this car is so low. The low gearing at the low range on the Range Rover Classic, I'm not an expert, but it has to be one of the lowest gear ratios you can find on an original production car. Now coming up at the first challenge, and we can see how gracefully the car operates off-road.
See y'all. Simon is yes go, yes stop, yes go, yes stop.
I think he's using a center, or using the center lock. Did you have the center diff lock engaged?
Nope.
No, yeah, I figured, because that was really strange.
Yeah.
You should just walk out up to all those.
I couldn't understand why, but yeah, center lock was.
Yeah. I
took it off when I did the turn.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So me and Erik has been out driving so much, and I know the Range Rover Classic pretty well, so I know which hills it should manage to do, and yeah, so I just figured it has to be the center diff lock right away. And now coming up another challenge, and it should handle it very nicely, and hopefully we can hear some V8 sounds. So easy, it's ridiculous. Super smooth sailing. Range Rover Classic. I really did something right with the Classic. Okay, so I think Erik is going to ride it this first time.
No pressure.
No pressure. You hit the rock on the right hand side, or you can see the...
Yeah.
Remember there's a tree there, okay?
I know.
Yeah. Litt bak, det er rått den igjen. Ja. Litt til. Sånn ja, og så rått helt over. Nice!
That wasn't... Previous years you've done this? It's not even close. This is way worse.
Yeah. But I think you're narrow enough to go into the tracks as they are. You didn't went over that rock on the right hand side. So yeah. Yes. Now the next.
So I'm doing everything in first gear so far, including that one, which is really slow, but with very little risk.
So Erik is done with the easy part, and now we will see, can he get up the start of the tricky part of the tricky track. So just make sure he doesn't ruin his seals. We're just going to do some track building where I got hooked up on my Discovery, and from there I think it's going to just be smooth sailing all the way to the top. Skal vi se bra.
Rett frem.
Hvis du tar en kjapp til venstre først, og så rett opp med en gang. Så du kjører en halv meter, og så rett opp. So Erik almost made it all the way to the top on the first challenge. And remember, he has no traction control, only the center diff lock. So little spotting and a bit more momentum, and he definitely will get up this hill. Sånn ja, og så litt til venstre. Litt mye. Der, ja, så hold det bare der. Nei. So insane, that car. Remember, it's made in 76. It's a 76.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like,
If in doubt, use second gear.
Yeah.
Second gear last.
okay. So definitely a great off-roader, the Classic. So Erik now pulling up to the difficult step up, and as you will see, we will go slow, then we will go a bit faster, and if we need to, we will give it a bit of throttle. But Remember, we are overlanders first and off-road second, and we always going to drive home from this off-road area afterwards.
Oh yeah! So it seems that second gear is definitely key on a bit more demanding challenges.
Nice drive, yes.
Valentine's Day, 76.
Oh, registered.
Production date.
Production, okay, nice. It's your Valentine.
Yeah.
It's a Valentine.
Yeah, don't tell anyone. Coming up to the part where I almost dented my sills last time. So we'll have to do some spotting.
Ah, tricky track. So you're gonna see a bit of a stressed Simon doing some spotting because I don't want Erik's car to get damaged in any way. So filming, spotting, doing everything at once, kind of a stressful situation. But I think it's turned out well, so enjoy this part. Lite grann, sånn ja.
Hvor er kameraet ditt da?
Ja, det er der. Sånn ja, rolig. Og så rett opp der. Nå får du en step ned. Du må kjøre litt hit. Sånn ja. Ja. Og så helt rolig nå.
Du skal fram.
Ja, du skal rett fram nå. Ja. Nei, sånn som du hadde den. Og så bare helt rolig, for vi skal treffe her tilbake.
Ja, jeg vet det.
Nei. Jævla fint bilde. Må stå i ro.
Det er greit det. Simon is guiding.
A bit of left hand down.
Yeah, straighten up there.
Because I'm blind, I can't see anything.
And you can see that if you go on the edge on the far right, you can, so either go far right or far left.
Okay.
Rolig. Jeg holder rett fram der, så er det bra. So the clearance on the Racer Classic is really great. It's has more clearance than the Discovery, so you can see it's just smooth sailing over these rocks. Coming up is the angle section and kind of the worst part, and we will see how Erik's nerves holds up. again, I'm gonna ask you to like, share and subscribe to the channel, and remember to hit that notification bell if you don't want to miss out on future videos. This really helps us out and it gets the content out there to others to see. So if you like the content, like and subscribe.
This is probably the worst part, like the angled side, lots of objects, steep rocks, loose rocks. So we walked the track and did some track building before we took our cars down here. I need to remember where we should drive. Hvordan er det med den steinen foran her som er så spiss?
Hæ?
Den steinen på høyre forhjul som er så spiss?
Ja. Vei rett fram. So now it's time for Erik to get his nerves tested. I'm trying to get him through as nicely as possible, and even though we did some track building, I think he's feeling the nerves now.
Jesus.
Og så litt der, ja nok, og så rett fram. Det er vanskelig å spotte og filme.
Altså, den er verste, den der henginga der da.
Ja, utekant,
Det var ille.
Og så er det sånn at du må... The angle, and then you have to go over that.
It's crazy, and it goes up, and then...
little more, yeah.
Jesus.
Yep. Ja, kjempefint, jeg holder den her. Jeg vil ha rygget litt igjen.
Så du rett opp helt til nesten treffer en stein, og så må du legge over.
Så ingen stein, men det er greit det.
Den der.
Den, ja. Rett fram helt dit.
Ja, du legger den litt ut til høyre, og så følger svengen, så du får litt om retningen.
Ja.
Du legger den litt ut til høyre, så følger svengen rundt. Ja.
So I don't know if it's the car Erik's driving or my spotting that got him up, or a combination, but it was a really, really good drive.
Kjempebra, kjempebra.
And after a long day of off-roading, I think Erik is glad to be this far on the tricky track. Now just the final stretch and the final challenges. And something tells me Erik is gonna make it look easy. Litt rett fram, rett fram, rett fram, rett fram, rett fram. Oh, the angle, I need to get away. So it looks like the flex you get with solid axles and coil springs definitely has its advantages over my IFS system. My Discovery just stood there stomping against the stone while the Range Rover just climbed easily up. Nå er det fin linje litt til høyre. Ja, bare topp, bare topp.
Klokk, 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 klokk. Jesus. Really glad Simon is spotting.
Hold høyre nå, litt høyre, høyre, høyre.
Really makes a difference.
Kan du komme til venstre igjen? Det er det. Nede.
So I'm glad you're doing the running now.
What did you say, Erik?
I'm glad you're doing the running.
This, yeah, it's gonna be good. Dinner. What do you think? Dinner?
Yeah.
Time for dinner.
I've seen the time.
6 o'clock?
6.
Yeah? Good? Yeah, I'm ready.
Last hill, Simon is doing a bit of track building, doing all the work, but he has air conditioning, so he can build tracks.
So now it's just cruising down to camp and we can start on dinner. But first, let's hear what Erik has to say about the track.
Brilliant.
Yeah?
It's just brilliant. And scary.
Yeah.
Really scary.
What's the scariest? The angles or?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Coming on the way down. Glad you did some track building.
Yeah. Yeah, I really just hate the when you get on the edge. It's yeah, it's so uncomfortable.
It's like the tipping points.
Yeah.
If one wheel is lifting.
So back at camp after a lot of off-road driving today. We already had 2 lunches. And now it's dinner. So are we doing barbecue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have it.
Anything else?
No.
Okay.
I'm traveling light.
Yeah.
This is about everything.
Yeah. As light as you get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sleeping equipment up there.
But I think it's time for something cold to drink.
Yes.
Pepsi Max.
Yes.
Yes. So good. Been working a lot with filming today, so it's gonna be good just to relax here and yeah, enjoy the night. Some scratches on the car, maybe hard to see, but you can see here if you take the dust away, you can see there's scratches following the car. So yeah, the first off-road damage, I think. So not bad. And and this
And the other one.
and the spare wheel cover. I don't know where it is. So if someone finds it, it's mine. But definitely a clearance issue, and it's new for me learning how to drive with on IFS because of the control arms. The controllers are at the lowest point, and yeah, so there was a lot of times that they were holding me back. Yeah. But fun.
You need to buy a classic.
I need to buy a classic. I'm looking for a classic, 85 classic, if someone has one. It's gonna be my 40th birthday present to myself, and also for my wife, because we have a, what's it called? Fällesekonomi. The money comes from the same place, so yeah. But hope you enjoyed this episode of off-roading in Elvedalen. It's been so much fun, so good to see you again, Erik.
You too.
Hopefully we can meet more often and we can even go on trips.
Make more V8 noise.
V8 noise, yeah. So remember, like, subscribe, and as always,
see you in the next one.